So I have a few minutes in my car before work, and I'm thinking people are talking about Lucasarts getting closed for a while now. I know it's kind of old news. Moving my seat back, but I remember playing some good Star Wars games. Not a lot. Uh, I think Dark Forces 2 is easily the best Star Wars game they've ever produced. I remember enjoying Jedi Academy. That one's pretty good. Also, same franchise. Um, Rebel Assault 2 and some of those flight games people talk about X-Wing and all that stuff. I can't remember much about X-Wing. It was so long ago. Um, that and flight games I feel like got old forever ago. Um, but you take those games and like Republic Commando and think about all the other shitty games they made. Um, Personally, even though I think it was successful for them, I never liked those Battlefront games. I always thought those were awful. Um, well, not awful, but it's just like they just weren't any good to me. It just felt like a really really low budget like shooter. Not really, but it just felt like a low budget shooter, and you're like running around. And, it was not a good shooter at all by any stretch of the imagination. Um, and then there were some that were just horrible. And because I'm in my car, I'm not gonna bother looking it up. But it's I love Dark Forces 2. And the fact that they didn't make a third Dark Forces, not talking about another Jedi Knight game, but a shooter made by LucasArts. Because those other Jedi Knight games, they really emphasized on lightsaber stuff, which is, that's fine, if you want to make a lightsaber game, but there's only there's only two Star Wars shooters I can think of, and that is Dark Forces 1 and 2. And I think the tech is right now, the time is right now. If you made like the best damn looking Star Wars game as far as graphics are concerned and had unique weapons, because like those guns in those games were tight. You had the crossbow that would shoot like a bunch of them five across, or have one really super high powered laser arrow that would come out of it. Um, and you had the concussion rifle, which is a big old plasma ball, and I mean having the lightsaber in there to deflect the lasers coming at you, the bullets, whatever. Um, that was really cool too. Um, Man, what other awesome guns did they have in there? Well, just like the repeater, it's basically just a laser machine gun. Um, so I mean that game was awesome. And the multiplayer was amazing too. It was very simple. It was like two different attacks for your lightsaber, but that's all you needed. And just using force powers to run around and shoot fireballs. It was great. I was watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z back then. It was kind of the closest thing to a Dragon Ball Z game I had. Not to say that's why I played it. It, the only thing that I'm really upset about with LucasArts being closed is that they wasted their time with a lot of bad games. if they had, if they hired some truly capable people, I mean, the best thing I can think of that they released were those Force Unleashed games, and those weren't very good at all. So yeah, people freak out about LucasArts. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, what games are you missing out on now that they're gone? Now the question is, are they going to sell that stuff? I doubt it. Disney's not known for selling their properties. Um, they they'd rather hold on to them just in case. You know, I really really hope that they outsource some help. Get some of those old games going, or get a good Star Wars game going. I just want a Star Wars game. I want a good Star Wars game, and I don't know how they've messed it up so many times. It's just such a great idea, waiting to be implemented. So, anyway, That's kind of just my quick, on the fly video about Lucasarts and how I feel about it. So I was not prepared for this at all. I was thinking I really want to get prepared and write some notes and make a video, and then I never do it. Last time I was like, oh, this bug show is really cool that I'm watching on TV, and then I started playing Black Ops 2 and was reminded of how awesome that game is. It's so good. Anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got for today. It's Friday. Woo!